opportunity of doing this before. I have done a little bit of preparation, but I think some of you that have voted for a long speak will be disappointed. We shall wait to be seen. I just wanted to think that the joining of the Loneys and the McKinseys, we've got a bit of a UN thing going on here, right? We've got Norwegians, and they apparently are Scottish, but they deny it. There's English. We bring in American and Canadian, so there's, it's a pretty good sort of Commonwealth thing, and then the Norwegians going on. So that's at least. Anything else in your family? No?
No, a bit of Norfolk.
Norfolk. Right.
It's a different race.
Nothing we want to talk about.
That's the point of it all.
You can sing it later.
I say it's like that. When I first had the privilege of speaking to Kate before we met, we both were so impressed with the effect that Andrew, and Andrew spoke to him as well, that Katrina had on Nick and Nick had on Katrina. It was remarkable that we both had, remember that conversation? Yeah. We had a lovely discussion about how amazing this combination of people has come together so well. And this was quite a while ago. Yeah. So that was a good start. The other thing is, there's a bit of a family tradition on our side, which takes a little bit of explaining. I was going through you'll see the connection later on, some mathematics, and was explaining this, and Katrina or Elliot, I'm not sure which, looked over and said, "What's a Linloo?" Right? And I'd written 1 in 100, right? In numbers 1 in, and so, but they read it upside down and thought, "What's a Linloo?" So we've since become the Linloo clown. But of course, I don't think that Katrina or Nick would qualify as 1 in 100. I think they're probably both more like 1 in a million, and so it's just really nice to see something. So I think it's been a real privilege. Well, it is a real privilege, and Hillary and I have been privileged to be entrusted with the chance to raise a daughter like Katrina. It's been such a special time. And to be given this opportunity of guiding her, nurturing her, loving her, encouraging her, also reprimanding her, and then, of course, immediately being reprimanded back. Here and I feel we've been blessed with having Katrina in our lives, and thank God for it, and also for Elliot, of course. Certainly one thing we've gotten right. Certainly one thing we got right in all of this was in raising her was our attempt to bend her will without breaking her spirit. This is one of the things they tell you when you're raising children. You're supposed to bend their will without breaking the spirit. And I'm sure that Nick, and likely many here, can testify to the success that we haven't actually broken her spirit or, in fact, bent her will very much.
I may have walked it a bit.
I think it's quite in good health, actually. And it's going to stand her in good stead as she goes on. She's always been very adventurous and very independent from a very young age and very self-directed. Her first day at nursery, Hillary took her, this is just as a very young child. She immediately dropped her coat, walked off, and never looked back, right? And she's continued this all through her youth. When she got we went down to Plymouth one day. We were on Plymouth Hoe, which is a big open grassy area. She just dropped her coat and took off. That never looks back. You just wonder, okay, you expect way over there sometime, but no, just keeps going. And this continued at school as well, where she just abandons this. And all through her life, she's been very adventurous, very independent, very competitive. So, as a father, we seem to make lots of mistakes. I'm sure the other fathers in the room will agree. In fact, it seems like you just make a long collection of mistakes raising your kids. And I tend to forget most of them, but they're not forgotten by all parties. And some in particular seem to come up recurrently in memory. One of which was when she was a young girl. I tried to help her with her learning her mathematics, and I was probably somewhat overzealous in retrospect. And just a bit. Anyway, so I tried to help her with her learning how to do her maths. We spent lots of hours and got absolutely nowhere. And I couldn't figure this out because of her quick intelligence. And what's been fun is she's grown in herself. She's actually really good at maths, but she won't really let herself do this. But I think it's quite interesting that her husband and half of her friends here are all involved in numbers rackets. I mean, number games. Anyway, so it's been really, really fun. The one thing that I can't figure out, today, of course, we've all really benefited from her skills at organization and thinking ahead and the detail and all of this. But I know not everyone in the room will have had the privilege of seeing her room. Usually the expression is, it looks like a bomb has gone off. In Katrina's room, that wouldn't do it justice. It's like a cluster bomb has gone off. And it's really quite funny. Now, just before I finish, I wanted to turn my attention a little bit to Nick I've only got to know a small amount of Nick. He's eclipsed all suitors. In fact, all previous suitors. I can't remember any of them, you know. And there were several, but I can't remember any of them. They all a long, long time ago.
None of them are here, are they?
Yeah, none of them spoke up here. So as I'm getting more and more to know Nick, it's easy to see why I could like him so much. He's on the one hand, couldn't do more things. He's hiking and climbing and I enjoy that. And of course, he also has a deep and growing, loving affection for my daughter. So what more can I say? So I want to finish with one other quote. This is from a film that the family really, really enjoyed, Katrina really enjoys, and some of the music actually played by the string quartet earlier was some of the film Shakespeare in Love. And in there, Mr. Fenneman says, Mr. Fenneman, he's asked, how does the theater work? And I say, I want you to apply this to marriage. How does marriage work? So Mr. Fenneman, allow me to explain about the theater business. And he says, well, the natural condition is one of insurmountable obstacles on the road to imminent disaster. So what do we do? Nothing. Strangely, it all turns out well. And the man says, how? I don't know. It's a mystery. And so it is a mystery to see God's work in us, in our lives. And it's been a real wonder and blessing to see God working in the lives of these two. And I'm sure, as many of you will agree, the best is yet to come. So can I offer a toast to the bride and groom?
Bride and groom.